Hello, today's lesson 2.10 on page 85 of your fourth grade textbooks. Our topic today is multiply two-digit numbers with regrouping. So you might have been spending this chapter, the first 9 lessons of this, and maybe if a parent has been trying to help with some of the lessons, they might be saying, well, this is how we did it. We're getting to that method today. Okay, this is the one that we all learned when we were going to school. It was kind of like the only method we learned. So the previous methods that we were talking about, it really is showing you that numbers can be split up. They can be manipulated to make it easier to add, rather than just saying, okay, do this, do this, do that. Okay, so that was our goal in trying to show you the different strategies. So today we'll use what we would call the standard algorithm, or the typical way that you would multiply a 2-digit by a 1-digit number. So unlock the problem. A thoroughbred racehorse can run at speeds of up to 60 feet per second. During practice, Celia's horse runs at a speed of 36 feet per second. How far does her horse run in 3 seconds? So underline the important information. Well, her horse runs 36 feet per second. Wants to know how far it runs in 3 seconds. Okay, I don't need the 60 feet per second. Okay, that's not what her horse is running. Okay, her horse is only running at 36 feet per second. Okay, so example 1, 3 times 36, and we're going to go ahead and still estimate, and 3 times 40 would be 3 times 4 tens is 12 tens, or 120. And we can model our multiplication of 2-digit by 1-digit by using base 10 blocks. So we have 3 sets of 36. So you see that we have 10, 20, 36, 10, 20, 36, 10, 20, 36. Okay, and so step 1, if we're just multiplying the numbers, we're going to multiply the ones. We're going to say 3 times 1, 6 ones equals 18 ones. And that's what you'll see here. We have 18 ones. Okay, 6, 12, 18. So we're going to regroup 18 ones as 110, and 8 ones. And you can see that visually with this box here. We took 10 and we traded it, or renamed it as an extra 10, right? Because each of these only have 3 tens. Now there's 4 tens in this area. So all we did was took 10 of the ones and we're trading them for one rod. Okay, so step 2. So we had the 8 ones, and now we're going to multiply the tens. So 3 times 3 tens is 9 tens, and we're going to add the regrouped 10. So let's look at how many rods we have. 3, 6, 10. Okay, so when we regrouped, when we multiplied by the ones, we added an extra rod. So now we can count those up, and we can rename that as one flat, which is 100, right? And so you'll see that here. Okay, so 3 times 3 was 9, plus the regrouped 1, 10, gives us 10 tens, or 100. So Celia's horse can run 108 feet in 3 seconds. Since 108 is close to an estimate of 120, the answer is reasonable. Okay, now you may be looking at that and say, I'm not sure I understand. Well, and that's fine. We're going to be doing some more examples, and by the time we're done with this lesson, I'm confident you'll understand. All right, so example 2. So it says multiply 8 times 22, and our estimate is 8 times 20. So we know that 8 times 2 is 16, and we put the 0 from the two tens. Step 1. So let's draw a model of the 8 times 22. So we have 1, 10, 22, 10, 22. And so we've got to have 8 sets of those, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 sets of 22. And so how many ones do I have? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 ones. So I can take 10 of those ones and regroup 110. So if we do that mathematically, we go 8 times 2 is 16, right? You see where we got the 6 ones, and we put the regrouped 10 in the tens column. Okay, now we can count how many tens we have. Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 tens, which can be traded for 100. And how many extra tens do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tens. Okay, so we're going to trade. We have 17 tens total. We're going to trade 10 of the tens for 100. Okay, and we see that here. 8 times 2 tens is 16 tens, plus the regroup 10 gives us 17 tens. So 8 times 22 is 176. 176 is close to our estimate of 160. So we're going to say that's reasonable. Okay. Now multiply 7 times 68. And so our estimate for this would be 7 times 70. 68 is close to 70. 7 times 7 is 49. So 490. Okay, so that's my estimate, 490. We're going to use partial products, and then we're going to use regrouping. Okay, so partial products, that's 7 times 6, 420. Not 7 times 6. 7 times 60, or 7 times 6 tens. Okay, so 6 tens. And then 7 times 8 ones, 56 ones. So we get 476. Now, using regrouping, we're going to start with the 1. All right, so let's continue with problem we were working on. So we see our partial products is 476. Now, so 7 times 8? 7 times 8 is 56. So I have 56 ones. Okay, I'm going to trade 50 of those ones for 5 tens. Right, so 56. Now, how many tens do we have? We have 7 times 6 is 42 tens, plus 5 of them gives me 47. So 476. And that is close to our estimate, so that's a reasonable answer. How are the partial products 420 and 56 related to 476? So in this case, when I add the partial products, 420 plus 56, I get 476. So that's basically what we did here, but we added the extra 50 straight to the 42. Okay. All right, let's look at number 1 on page 87. Okay, so use the model to find the product. Well, it says that we have 2 times 36. 10, 20, 36. 10, 20, 36. All right. So how many ones do we have? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So I can take 10 of those ones and trade them for one 10. All right, that leaves me with 2 1s. So we're going to stack 36 by 2. 2 times 6 is 12. Okay, we're going to regroup 110. That's what we have drawn here. Okay, we took the 10 ones from the 12 and gave it to the 10. Now we can multiply how many 10s we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 10s. 3 times 2 is 6, plus the regroup 10, 7. Number 2. So our estimate would be 40 times 4, which gives us 460. 4 times 4 tens, 16. 16 tens, 160. Okay, so let's multiply the ones. 4 times 2 gives me 8 ones. I'm not going to trade any of those ones. Okay, I'm not greater than 10. So now how many tens? 4 times 4 tens, I get 16 tens. Okay, 168 is close to 160. I don't understand why my screen's not getting larger for you guys today. I'll look at that again in a second. 32, that would be 30 times 2. 32 is closer to 30 than it is to 40. So 2 30s is 60. So I would expect my answer to be close to 60. There we go. Okay. So multiply your ones first. 2 times 2 ones is 4 ones. We're not going to regroup anything. So now we have two sets of 3 tens. 2 sets of 3 tens is 6. So 64 is close to 60. Our estimate for 81 times 5. 81 is close to 80. And we have 5 sets of those 80s. 5 times 8 is 40. Put the 0 from the tens. So we have 400. Okay, multiply the ones. I have 5 sets of ones. So 5. There isn't a need to regroup because we only had 5 ones. Now I have 5 sets of 8 tens, which is 40 tens. So 405. It's close to our estimate of 400. You are pretty happy with that answer. 63. We know that that's close to 60. So we have 7 sets of 60. 7 times 6 is 42. So 420 would be our estimate. Let's multiply the ones. We have 7 sets of 3 ones. 7 sets of 3 ones is 21. Okay, so we do have to regroup this time, right? 21. We're going to take 20 of the ones and regroup them as 2 tens. Okay, now let's multiply our tens. 7 sets of 6 tens is 42 tens, plus 2 regroup tens gives me 44. So 441 is fairly close to 420, so that's a reasonable answer. Number 6, estimate and then record the product. So 33 we know is close to 30. And so we have 2 sets of 30, which is 60. 2 sets of 3 ones is 6 ones. 2 sets of 3 tens is 6 tens, 66. 25 would get rounded up to 30. So 3 sets of 30 is 90, 30, 60, 90. Now let's multiply our ones. We have 3 sets of 5. 3 sets of 5 ones would be 15 ones. We'll regroup 10 of those ones as 110 and leave the 5 ones. Now we have 3 sets of 2 tens, 6 tens, plus the regroup 10, 7, 75. Okay, number 8, we're going to round 36 to 40. So we have 8 sets of 40. 8 sets of 40, 8 sets of 4 tens would be 32 tens or 320. Let's multiply the ones. We have 8 sets of 6 ones, 48 ones. 48 ones. We can't put 48 ones in the ones column, right? We can only go up to 9. So 48. We're going to take 40 of the ones and regroup them as tens. Okay, and you can still see that that's 48 here. Okay. Now 8 times 3 tens is 24 tens, plus the 4 regroup tens gives us 28 tens. So 288 is close to 320. Number 9, let's round down. So we're going to change that to 94. Change 94 to 90. We're rounding down. And we have 5 sets of those 90s. So 9 fives is 45. So 45 tens is 450. 5 sets of 4 ones is 20 ones. We'll take all 20 of those ones and trade them for 2 tens. 5 times 9 tens is 45, plus the 2 regroup tens gives us 47. $470. Okay, let's look at number 10. So 3 times 82. Okay, it says estimate first. So 82 would get rounded down to 80 times 3. 3 sets of 8 tens is 24 tens, so 240 is my estimate. And now let's go ahead and multiply. We have 3 sets of 2 ones, 6 ones. We have 3 sets of 8 tens, 24 tens, 246. Number 11. 9. All right, continue with number 11. 41. It rounded down to 40. And we're going to have still multiplied by 9. So 9 sets of 4 tens. 9 times 4 is 36. Put the 0 of the 4 tens, 360. So number 11, we have an estimate of 360. Our actual answer, we have 9 sets of 1. So we have 9 ones. And 9 sets of 4 tens is 36. So get an actual answer of 369. Number 12. Yeah. 6 times 75. Okay. 75, I'd round up to 80 times 6. 6 times 8 tens, 48 tens, which would be 480 is our estimate. All right, we have 6 sets of 5 ones, 30. We're going to trade those 30 ones for 3 tens. We're going to regroup them. So 30, right? Okay. 6 times 7 is 42, plus the 3 regrouped tens, 45. So 450. Number 13, 7 times 23. 23, I'd round down to 20. So we have 7 sets of 20. 7 times 2 is 14. So we have 14 tens, or 140. Okay, 7 sets of 3 ones is 21 ones. We're going to trade 20 of those ones for 2 tens. Okay, also you see 21 here. Okay. 7 times 2 tens is 14, plus 2 more tens is 16. 161. is our answer for number 13. Number 14, 54 times 8. 54 times 8. 54, I'd round down to 50. 8 times 5 tens. That's 40. And we're going to put the 0 from the tens. So we have 40 tens, 400. So step 1 to multiply, 8 times the 4 ones. 8 sets of 4 ones is 32 ones. We're going to regroup the 30 of the ones as 3 tens. 8 times 5 tens is 40, plus 3 more, 43 tens, 432. Okay, that is close to our estimate of 400, so let's keep right on going. 15. 5 times 49. 49 is close to 50. So we have 5 sets of 50. 5 sets of 50. 5 times 5 is 25. Put the 0 from the tens, 250. Now, what is it actually? 5 sets of 9 ones is 45 ones. We're going to regroup 40 of those ones as 4 tens. Now, 5 sets of 4 tens is 20 tens, plus the 4 regrouped tens gives me 24 tens, 245. 1680 times 97. 97 is close to 100, and 8 sets of 100 is 800. All right, 8 times 7 is 56 ones. 8 times 7 ones is 56 ones. I'll regroup 50 of those ones as 5 tens. 9 times 8, 8 times 9 tens is 72, plus 5 regrouped tens gives me 77. And that's close to 800, so that's number 17. 68 times 4. Okay, 68, that's close to 70 times 4. So we have 4 sets of 70. 4 sets of 7 tens is 28 tens, so 280. Step 1, to multiply this, 4 sets of 8 ones is 32 ones. We'll regroup the 30 of those 32 ones as 3 tens and 2 ones. 4 times 6 is 24 tens, plus the 3 regrouped tens, 272. Number 18, 68 times 9. 68 gets rounded up to 70 times 9. So we have 9 sets of 7 tens. 9 sets of 7 is 63 tens, or 630. Step 1, 9 sets of 8 ones is 72 ones. Regroup the 70 of the 72 ones as 7 tens. 9 times 6 tens is 54 tens, plus 7 more is 61 tens, for a total of 612. Number 19, 73 times 6. 73 gets rounded down to 70, and we have 6 sets of those. Okay, 6 sets of 7 tens is 42 tens, or 420. Step 1, 6 sets of 3 ones is 18 ones. Regroup 10 of those 18 ones as 1 10 and 8 ones. 6 times 7 is 42 tens, plus 1 more, plus the regroup 10 is 43, so 438. Okay, and that's also close to our estimate. Okay, so let's continue. We're on to number 20. And we've got to find a rule for these relationships. Okay, and we need to find the unknown numbers. So 1, 2, 3, and we know it's a blank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that these are increasing by ones. And then this goes 12. 2 sets of 12 is 24. How much would be 3 sets of 12? 3 sets of 12 would be 36. 24 plus 12 is 36. 12 plus 46 is 12 plus 36 is 48. And 48 plus 12 is 60. So for every let's see what we want to say. So we'll find the unknown numbers. So if I take a specific carton and I multiply by the number of eggs in that carton, that'll give me the total number of eggs, right? So how many eggs were there in each one? There was 12. So if I have 1 carton, it would be 12. If I had 2 cartons, it would be 24. So multiply C, the number of cartons, by 12. Okay, let's try this one. So we have a number of rows and we have a total number of seats. So how much are they increasing by? Let's see. How do you go from 32 to 48? Well, I know if I subtract them, that'll tell me how far it went, right? The distance between them. 8 take away 2 is 6. 4 tenths take away 3 tenths is 1 tenth. So 16. So now let's confirm that that's what's happening by subtracting 64 and 48. I can't take 8 from 4, so I'll rename that as 5 tens and 14 ones. 14 take away 8 is 6. And 5. Okay, so that's increasing by 16. So now 64 plus 16. I know that this box is going to be 80. And 80 plus 16 is 96. So what's my rule? So it's going to be the rows are times 16. Number of rows times 16 will give me the number of seats total. So multiply R, or rows, by 16. Now let's look at number 22. Use the table for 22 and 23. So in 22, we have running speeds, and we have 2 animals, and their running speed, 51 feet per second for the black-tailed jackrabbit, and the desert cottontail can run 22 feet per second. All right. So at the speed shown, how much farther could a black-tailed jackrabbit run than a desert cottontail in 7 seconds? Well, I could multiply each of them by 7 and then subtract. Or I could just find out how much farther the jackrabbit is going to run every second and then multiply that by 7. So it's the same way, however you choose to do it. There's definitely 2 ways to solve this. I'm going to go with per second. What's the distance between these 2 animals? And so 2 take away 1. 2 taken from 1 I can't do, so I'm going to rename the 5 tens as 4 tens and 10 ones. So now I have 11 ones. So the jackrabbit will go 29 more feet every second for 7 seconds. So what is 29 times 7? 7 times 9 is 63 ones. I'll rename those 60 of those ones as 6 tens. 7 times 2 10 is 14, plus 6 more is 20. So it's going to be 203 more feet than the cottontail. Okay, number 23. A black-tailed jackrabbit hops about 7 feet in a single hop. How far can it hop in 5 seconds? 7 feet in a single hop. How far can it hop in 5 seconds? Okay, so we know that it goes 51 feet per second, right? The table tells us that 51 feet per second. So the 7 feet in a single hop is really not important. It's kind of throwing us off. Okay, so I'm just going to cross out that 7 feet. Okay, so now 51 feet per second for 5 seconds. 5 sets of 1 is 5 ones. 5 sets of 5 tens is 255. So 255 feet in 5 seconds. 24. Mr. Wright bought a 3-pound bag of cat food and a 5-pound bag of dog food. There are 16 ounces in each pound. How many ounces of pet food did Mr. Wright buy? Okay, so it doesn't say how many ounces of dog food or how many ounces of cat food. It just wants to know how many ounces of pet food. So let's go 5 plus 3 to figure out the number of pounds. So he bought 8 pounds of pet food. Every pound has 16 ounces. So we have 8 sets of 16 ounces. 8 times 6 is 48 ones. I'm going to rename 40 of those ones as 4 tens. 8 times 1, 10. 8 sets of 110 is 8 tens, plus the 4 regroup tens is 12. So 128 ounces of dog food, of pet food. 25. The sum of two numbers is 31. The product of the two numbers is 150. What are the numbers? So this problem is asking us to come up with two numbers that when they get add together give us 31. So there's a lot of different possibilities, right? I mean, I could have 30 plus 1. That's 31. But 30 times 1 is 30. So it's not going to be that. But then I can keep going down. Is 29 times 2 150? No, that's 58. So let's try 28 plus 3. 3 sets of 28. That's 24, 84. No. Okay, so let's try 27 plus 4. 28. So 4 times 20 is 80. Plus 28 more is 108. We're getting closer. Let's try 26 and 5. 5 sets of 20 is 100. Plus 5 sets of 6 ones is 30, so 130. Close. That's not it, though. How about 25 plus 6? So what we're doing here is I started with the biggest possible number plus the smallest number. That will give us a total of 31. And I'm multiplying them, okay? If you actually have to do the multiplication out, do that, okay? So this is kind of a guess and check method for right now. All right, 25 times 6. So what I'm saying is, if I'm not sure how to multiply that in my head, let's write it out. 6 sets of 5 ones. That's 30 ones. I'm going to regroup all 30 of those ones as 3 tens. 6 times 2 tens is 12 tens, plus the 3 regrouped gives me 15. So that is what we wanted. Okay, so my two numbers are 25 and 6. Because 25 plus 6 is 31, and 25 times 6 is 150. Okay, 26. 6 times 87 is greater than 5 times 87. How much greater? It's 87 greater. Why? Because 6 sets of 87 is just one more set of 87 and 5 sets. 87. Okay, so the factors here are the same. What's the only difference? Here we have 5 sets of 87. Here we have 6 sets of 87. So it's just one extra set of 87. All right, 27. Multiply 6 times 73 and select true or false for each statement. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's multiply 73 times 6. Well, 6 sets of 3 ones is 18 ones. I'll regroup 10 of those ones as 110 and leave 8 ones. 6 times 7 tens is 42 tens, plus a regroup 10 is 43. So we get 438. So is a reasonable estimate 420? Well, 73 gets rounded down to 70 times 6. 6 times 7 tens is 42 tens, or 420. So yeah, that's true. Using partial products, the products are 42 and 180. Let's see. So this was regrouping. This is my estimate. And this will be partial products. So 73 times 6. So 6 times 7 tens is 420. And 6 times 3 is 18. So no, those are not the partial products. Using regrouping, 18 ones are regrouped as 8 tens and 1 1. Really? 8 tens is 80. How many tens do you have in 18? 110. No. The product is 438. Yes, it is. Okay. So that's it for lesson 2.10. So this is, again, today's lesson was what commonly people use to solve multiplication problems. So I like to think of it as just one more strategy for solving multiplication problems. So until tomorrow, until 2.11, may the numbers always be in your favor.